shortly. I just wanted Tera to finish his point there. You were talking about the experience of being in the Netherlands.
Yeah, I spent 2 years in Netherlands, where I spent time with Heerenveen when Hans Vonk was there as a technical director, and the coach was Foppe de Haan.
Oh, okay.
So I spent time with their head scout, Mark. So I spent time with a lot of clubs, Ajax Amsterdam as well, AZ Alkmaar as well. There's a lot of things that I've learned there that made me to grow as a scout as well. And we're talking about this thing of missing players. I remember one of my trip while I was there, I had to go to Volendam, place called Volendam. There were tournaments there under 16. And that's the first time I saw Isaac Isak, who's at Newcastle today.
Oh, really? The striker from Sweden?
And then I recommended him to Hans van der Zee, who was a head scout at Amsterdam, to say, listen, I just came from a game and I saw a striker, tallish, thin from Sweden. Can you please take him? He's a top striker. I said, no, we've got a scout in Sweden. You might know him already. So they missed Isaac Isak because they thought maybe someone knows him. So, because 6 months later, he moved to Germany. And then when he moved to Germany, then they phoned me. Is it the same player that you saw? I said, yeah, that's Isaac Isak today. So you will miss players.
Even David Moyes, I think, missed him before he went to Newcastle. I think
I remember also during my time at Ajax, there were players that I thought I would love to have, but I've missed players like Mishali Mayambela. I could not bring him. He was at Old Misho. I could not bring him at Ajax. I missed him. Patosi as well. He came to us for a trial. He was 15 years old. He came to us. The coach didn't sign him. And that was the same experience that happened when Rivaldo came in, where we almost lost him. And I had, because of I was a head scout, I had to make decisions because he came 3 times and he was chased away 3 times.
Who brought him? No. Was it Mandla Mazibuko?
No. It was not Manda. I saw him playing in a school in Kakamas on my way to Apex. So when he came in, we almost lost him as well because the coach said he's not good enough. I had to make my decision to say, look, I'm a head scout, making a decision, I'm going to sign him. Then we'll see what is going to happen later. The rest is history. So there's few players that I've missed, but that's part of scouting. If you don't want to make a mistake, there's the players that I've seen around Africa. I've been traveling to Africa in the last 7 years to about 42 countries already while I'm at Sundowns. So there's players that I've seen and we never had them.
Talking about you traveling around Africa, Snesipo mentioned the scouting department. How big should a scouting department be, or does it depend on the club, or can it just be one person who needs to form part of the scouting department?
No, it depends on the club and the budget. I'll give you an example. Ajax Cape Town, we had 9 people who were permanent, and then we had 12 around the regions of Cape Town. But if you go to Amsterdam, they've got 23 scouts. They've got 7 international. So it depends on the clubs that you have and the budget. At Sundowns, when I came in 2017, we were about 12 of us. Mr. Steenbok, Nyandoro, Russell Molife, and so forth. It was good. It's better to have more people on the ground, because there's too many games. For instance, there's a GDL league that is playing, and there's games scattered around the province, and you need someone to go there. And also there are tournaments around Africa, and the games that you need to watch around. I've been in a lot of games and tournaments around Africa. Your Chen, your Wafu, your Sekafa, your Kosafa, and so forth. So while I'm outside doing internationally, someone need to be here doing local and so forth. So it depends with the club.
So you've been to South America also. How many times have you been to South America?
I've been in South America more than 12, 15 times.
Who did you bring back?
Countries like Bolivia, Colombia, Argentina, Brazil, and so forth.
And I think just to add also on the scouting department, he talks about the numbers from a qualitative and point, but it's also important to have a spread across skill set within the scouting department. The composition of the scouting department is key. You have a data orientated scouts, you have technical scouts like myself and Tera, more technical. We enjoy to see the players with our eyes, given maybe the coaching background and the analytical background. And there's a whole lot of other things that in technical scouting you cannot quantify in data, the emotion, the feeling, and all those aspects you cannot quantify in numbers. So you need to have that experience and to be there personally, and then you need also also scouts. Like, I mean, I saw what they have in AS Monaco. They've got scouts that just sit in the office, and they're part of what they call the innovation hub of the team. You know, they're highly advanced when it comes to technology. So they put presentations together and all of that. So you'll have a live scout that feeds information to the data scouts, and then you'll have the guys who are going to be able to make all that information, to compress it into small information that can be read by the directors, because directors often don't have time to read long reports, you know. So the skill set within the composition of the technical scouting department is very important.
Yeah.
Okay, just to add there, look, hence we said this department is very, very important, and also it's important to watch players live. We can talk about
we
can talk about the YouTubes of this world, but it doesn't give you exactly what you need. And if you're not going to travel to Africa, if you're looking for a player and you think you will only rely on YouTube will show you what you want to see. And
it's a good moment.
A good moment.
You'll never see a bad player on
YouTube. You will never see a bad player. So for us, and what I like, for us at Sundowns, we travel around, and that's very important. You must go watch the player live. If we decided that this is the player that we like, the next thing that after we did all the numbers and so forth, the next flight, let's take the next flight and go and watch him live, because on TV you don't see him off the ball. Those things are very important to recruit a player. And also, even if he's on the bench, you want to see, is he daydreaming on the bench? Is he watching the game? During warm-up as well, you want to see how does he warm up and so forth. And then after there, while you are still there, you need to do a research about him. You don't want to bring someone who was in prison for 8 years. You need to do a lot of research. You go deeper. The family, the parents, does he have kids and so forth. That is why if we're looking for a player, you end up spending about 3 weeks in Europe or in South America or in Africa. You watching the paper, because when you watch that player, 2 games are not enough. 4 games are not enough. You watch 6 games, home and away. It's difficult, and the traveling it's a mess. If I can write a book about my traveling in the last 7 years.
Yeah, helps to have a budget also. You can go to South America 15 times. Let's play a voice note quickly, Charles, and we'll continue after the break.
Gentleman with you on the stadium. Please, I've got these funny questions. Does Chiefs have a scouting department? Just asking for a friend.
Always.
So they have a scouting department.
Play the next one.
Okay, we've got the right person to answer here. So he will answer after this break.